What is going on YouTube? It's your boy G11 back at it again with another episode of the Homie Talk podcast, where we have the real discussions about real things happening right now. So guys, if you're tuning in tonight, or even if you're watching this in the replay later, I want to give you a big thank you for tapping in and just seeing what's going on over here. So if you haven't already figured out by the thumbnail, we do have a main topic of the night, and that's one Miss Carlee Russell, right? So here's the deal. Miss Russell has been in the news cycle for about the past week or so, give or take. And it's just been a really weird story, right? So personally, I've been sitting back and just kind of observing, kind of watching how the news story unfolded to see what it actually is. Because when I first caught it, it was really weird. I think I saw when it was reported that she disappeared after calling in a 911 call for a toddler walking on the highway. It's really weird. It just sounded weird to me, right? So sitting back and thinking objectively about it, I'm like, okay, this doesn't quite make sense. But I wanted to just see. I wanted to watch and see. I don't, I try typically not to just do the hot takes when I don't have to. But as the story unfolded, it's becoming very clear that it's leaning a certain way. And I think the way this is unfolding, or that person's behavior within this, is a direct result of the things that we put forward in our community and how we, what behaviors we condone as a society, right, as a whole. So I've got the press conference from out of Alabama. Yes, Alabama, you're in the front of the congregation today. But I've got the press conference, and I want to share that with you. We'll break it down as we go, okay? So this is from the police that are involved or investigating the case right now, okay? So let's max this out. Here we go.
Afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba, that's spelled Keithczeskleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Derzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
All right, so before we dig even further into this thing, I want you guys to take note of the tone that the investigators are using, right? It's a very neutral tone. It's not really that of, it's just a different type of tone they're using. Yeah, so it conveys a certain message, and you guys really got to pay attention, right? Communication is 80% body language, 20% what you actually do, right? So pay attention to the tone, the body language. You see the chief of police and his purple jacket right there. Let's see what they actually found. They're going to talk about the actual facts, okay? Not feelings, the facts of the case. I want you guys to really tap into that.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. 6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee.
The media was absolutely wilding out. There were all types of theories left and right. People thought it was possibly human trafficking, that she was, abducted or, something like that. But again, the whole thing just sounded really, really weird. Typically, with my short time on this earth and going over these types of cases and going over and reviewing like human trafficking, using a toddler is typically not a tactic that they would utilize because it probably draws too much attention, right? And it's like you won't just have a kid walking on the highway. That doesn't sound quite right. Let's continue.
Community sprung into action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now.
Now, think about this for a second. Think about this. Listen to the language, listen to the tone. He said their department is very thorough. The Hoover Police Department in Alabama is very thorough in their investigation. He said they did not feel comfortable talking about anything until they got to where they're at in their investigation with the facts. Why would that be? Because it was a very, very weird thing from the start. Let's continue.
It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we've been working this case.
In other words, they realize that it's not actually a kidnapping. When they say the investigation is not over, they got to get to the bottom, the root cause of it, right? Because you got to think that's a lot of man hours, a lot of bodies that were put, towards this, a lot of resources that could have been used to tap into something else. It could have been used to actually fighting crime. They were looking for her. They were dedicated to getting her back safely, right? So when they say the investigation is not done, they mean it. They got to try to account for where she was for those 49 hours. And I got to say, it's really weird for a kidnap victim to just be able to return on their own to their home. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Can I keep it funky with y'all? Typically, when someone is kidnapped, you don't really have a chance to escape, or you don't really have many chances to escape. So for her to defy the odds and make it back home unscathed after missing for 49 hours is highly, highly unusual. We're just talking about the facts here, okay? Let's get back to the video.
Until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its.
Now it sounds like she's stocking up on some snacks for an extended trip. Some really odd things to buy. She got her some food. She got a robe so she can be comfortable. And she got some Cheez-Its and granola bars. I mean, by itself, that doesn't sound too crazy. But let's continue listening to the facts of the situation, all right?
From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Okay, this is an important part. I'm sorry I keep interjecting, but this is very, very important. I really need you guys. I need you guys to pay attention to the 911 call. I want you to listen to exactly what she says. I need you to listen to her tone. And you tell me if this adds up with what she actually says is going on, okay? It's about to get really weird.
If I lost it all and I had to start from scratch.
Sorry, guys, YouTube ads. YouTube ads. I got to skip it. I know I need to go ahead and get that YouTube premium. All right, hang on. Here we go. I'm going to pull it back.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Humber Med, like to get off by the Humber Med. Okay, so you're before that exit?
Okay, not sure if you can hear it. She said she's on I-459. I'm assuming that's like the interstate in Alabama. She said there is a kid walking on the highway by themselves. That's really, really weird. That just doesn't happen. Okay, I've seen kids walking around by themselves in neighborhoods, right? You know, the parents are negligent or just out and about, you know, but on an interstate, really weird. Just saying. All right, continuing. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car.
Who does that? Okay, so the dispatcher asked her, she said, "Hey, are you still with the child?" She says, "Yes." She says, "Okay, do you, like, you know, essentially, do you have the child in your custody?" She says, "No, I haven't gotten out of the car." Is that weird to y'all? I mean, I know typically women have that caring nature. So it's really odd to me that she would call this in and not actually stop to like get a hold of the child to prevent them from walking further on the interstate. Really, really weird. It's not adding up for me. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, like, if you think that's weird. I'm gonna continue. Just again, these are just the facts of the case. This is her actual 911 call that we're listening to.
I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes Benz. Is that a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean,
Good old Mercedes Benz.
Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, like Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a little boy. Right now? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like it's...
Okay, let's think about this for a second. A little white boy toddler walking on the highway with no pants on and a white t-shirt. And she the only one that saw it. I don't know.
diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the shop from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that. Look. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Okay, I really didn't hear a sense of urgency in her voice about it. For one, I don't know, just my personal opinion, just from that 911 call, right? And it's from a male perspective, okay? Female ladies, I don't know how you would take it, but if I see a toddler on the side of the road and I have the opportunity to try to prevent anything serious from happening, and we know toddlers, they kind of just run all over. So it's weird that they're just walking specifically on the side. I want to stop. I'm actually going to pull over, try to get custody of the kid just to prevent anything else from happening, and then I'm going to call it in. She didn't do none of that. She just said she pulled up to the side and hadn't actually stopped to get out, but called it in on a major highway in Alabama. It's not sounding good. What else they got?
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child.
Y'all do realize they have cameras like pointed on the highways, right? Especially those major highways. Typically they use it for like the weather and, you know, to keep track of traffic and stuff. But if you're within view of one of those cameras when you're doing something stupid like this, I'm sorry, I'm jumping to conclusions. But if you're within view of one of said cameras and you're trying to falsify a report, probably not a good idea. But she had all these things working against her, right? Cell phone data, cameras, no missing kids, no reports. I mean, it just sounds really weird. Anyways.
Walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911.
Are y'all getting a picture of what's going on here yet? She traveled 6 football fields while on the phone with the operator. Y'all think a toddler is going to go that far? Y'all think a toddler is going to go that far? Are we just going to believe everything that everybody says just because they said it without validating it? Okay.
Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was
not the wig. Not the wig. Oh my God. She really tried to sell it. She left the wig behind, y'all. Oh my God.
located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene.
What? The Cheez-Its and granola bars were gone? That's really weird. Why would the kidnappers, in the process of literally taking a whole human, stop to also steal the Cheez-Its and granola bars? Did they get hungry mid-kidnapping? Come on, y'all. Come on. I need y'all to pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention. This does not make sense. You mean to tell me the kidnappers in the middle of a major highway, got out, forced her out of her car, took the Cheez-Its and granola bars, and didn't get spotted by nobody? Okay. You see how bizarre this is? I'm letting it play.
Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty.
Shout out to someone in the chat. Yeah, the police chief does look like a pimp. It's really weird. He's wearing this bright pink jacket. Never heard of this story though. Definitely tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, bro. I appreciate it. This story has been it's been across the news wire for the past week. It just happened last week. You had this Carlee Russell lady. I'll just catch you up real quick. She called in. She's in Alabama. She was on the highway and made a 911 call, which we just played. If you go back and rewatch it, you'll see it. Where she reported that there was a toddler walking on the highway. All right. She reported that there was a toddler just walking on the highway. She didn't stop to, take custody of the toddler or anything. She said he's not wearing any clothes. Nobody else saw this kid. Nobody else reported that there was a kid walking on the highway. Just her. Okay. Shortly thereafter, she disappears. So I think they said after her making that call and then making another call to relatives, she disappears totally. And this was supposed to seem like a kidnapping, right? But just listen to the facts as we continue. Listen to the pimp chief here.
Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m.
So they did a very thorough search of the scene and everywhere around it and couldn't find anything. Notice he didn't mention any evidence of it seeming like she was forced out of her car. They just found her items in the car. They found her phone and her watch and the wig. She had to embellish it a little bit with the wig, She left the tzatziki in the car, tzatziki food. But they're doing this whole thorough sweep and they are not finding anything that indicated she was taken. Okay. And look at his face. The look on his face tells me he already knows what it is, but he can't say it. He can't say it. Keep looking.
p.m. on July 15th. The Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby.
Listen, I know for a fact he's really struggling to say this with a straight face to give this report, but you can't make this up. So let's review. She's driving down a major highway, I-495. She sees a child, a toddler, walking on the side of the road. At some point, she says a man walks out of the tree line on the side of this major highway and mumbles that he's checking on the kid. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but this just sounds like a made-up story. Okay? I'll let it play some more.
She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
The trailer of an 18-wheeler. Jesus Christ. We just gonna believe everybody, y'all? We just gonna believe all. You know what I want to say, Shoma. You know what I want to say. You know what I want to say. We just gonna believe everybody, whatever story they say. As far-fetched as this sounds, we're just gonna believe her, huh? Anybody with 2 cents and 2 pennies to rub together can figure out this is fake. What she's talking, this story that she's giving. I'll let it play. Y'all want to keep believe all women, regardless of the facts and the evidence. I'm about to get canceled.
She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed.
How did she escape the back of an 18-wheeler? Explain that to me. For everyone who's watching and everyone who might be watching this later, how the fuck do you get out of the back of an 18-wheeler just on your own? Like, in the carriage, I don't think they said the carriage. I think she said she was in the trailer. So literally the back part of an 18-wheeler, she just escaped. Like a fucking movie. Like this is some Hollywood movie. She just escaped. Okay. All right. Okay, I could believe that. Let's go on. Let's see. What else happened?
She was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists.
So you escaped, got caught, got blindfolded. They didn't bind you even though you just escaped because they didn't want to leave marks on you. Okay, that's kind of convenient. All right. Let's assume I believe you.
She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female.
Yo, come on, America. Come on, America. Let's be honest. Do y'all actually believe this? You see my face, right? Got kidnapped, escaped, got captured again. They didn't bind you, but they just blindfolded you because they didn't want to leave marks. They get you to the house. They make you get naked. They take pictures of you. They don't do nothing to you. They just take pictures and then feed you some. And then feed you some Cheez-Its for your trouble. Oh man, come on now.
She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence.
Oh, okay.
During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched.
That's kind of a weird thing to look up. Why would she be searching for that?
On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched.
Huh. Why would a good, upstanding woman like Carlee Russell be doing searches on that type of stuff? That's weird. That doesn't sound like not Carlee. Not our Carlee. Come on now.
On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched.
Bus
On
station,
July
huh?
13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th.
Jesus Christ. She was really trying to disappear for a little bit. I get the feeling this was really like, it's starting to seem like this was some type of plot in order to get attention, or possibly turn into some type of ransom type deal. But here's the problem. If this is the case, it doesn't seem like this was fully thought through, for the fact that she left her cell phone behind with all that search data. The fact she even did the search on her cell phone itself and not another computer or something like that, right? It's just not looking good. Believe all women. Okay.
On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert.
Come on, man. Do we need to see more? Come on, man. She's literally did a search for the movie Taken with Liam Neeson, where he's trying to get his daughter back from them terrorists. Come on, man. How much more do y'all need? How much more do y'all need until you're convinced that this young lady is taking y'all through the ringer? That this is a ruse? that this was a plot concocted by Miss Russell. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know what more y'all need.
There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time.
I wonder what those other searches were. I suspect it had something to do with drugs, possibly sex, or something related to mental health. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that the search had something to do with those. But I think that is key to what's going on here. But they said out of respect for her privacy, they won't release it. So I'm curious. Let's continue.
We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case.
In other words, she's lying. He said it in the nice way. He said, we have been unable to validate most of what she said in the beginning. And we believe there is no credible threat. There's no threat to the public. So what does that mean? She's lying. Now they just have to get to the bottom of as to why she fabricated this story. That's why she doesn't want to do another interview right now, because she has to get her shit together, right? She probably has to get everybody else in it, to get their stories aligned with her, namely her parents. Okay? Let's see what else that we have. There's a couple minutes left in this press conference. I'm going to let it play out.
Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you?
Oh, it's being discussed. He just can't say it.
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor
Orange hair.
black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this
So she saw a white baby boy on the highway and got kidnapped by a white man. Man, I'm telling you, Caucasians are under attack right now.
alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brittany Dion, WBRC. Has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
No
There's been
mental
a concern
illness.
in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Now she's asking the real question right there. That's what we as a community need to be thinking about, right? Because we all know at this point, based on the facts of the investigation, that this is a falsehood. And that's the real question underneath it. Okay. Does this spit directly in the face of those who say, believe women, believe all women, just believe them? Does this spit in the face of those who say, that when black folks, when things happen to them, when black women, black girls, when they disappear, they don't get the same type of coverage as white girls, It's white women, right? This got a lot of attention. They have multiple agencies looking for this young lady. That's a lot of time, money, and man hours, a lot of effort put into this. I do think this does give some discredit when future things like this happen. It does. He can't say that because he's the chief of police. I mean, granted, they're still going to do their job and investigate each and every claim that they get, right? But when something like this happens, you can't help but think in the back of your mind, is this for real this time? Like, are they taking us on a wild goose chase? We're getting the FBI involved. I think they said Lee was one of the organ. They got multiple organizations involved in the search for this young lady. Got people coming up with all types of theories for a falsehood, man.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went? How would you characterize what happened to her?
That's the $100 question. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate.
So they saw her getting out of the car. So I think they have. Listen. They probably saw her get out of the car and walk off into the woods. They know the man that she's talking about isn't real. I'm telling you, they have an actual picture of the highway. It's in the thumbnail of my video. They have a picture of her car pulled over on the side of the road and her getting out.
From that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents? And why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today
I think the parents are in on it.
few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference, and what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
I like that, Chief. Talk about the facts.
How much time do you think you'll give the family before going back to Carlee for sentencing?
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
One word to describe what went on. What would that be?
Ooh, how about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back.
What?
All right. I think that's pretty much all we're going to get out of that interview. He's just doing a Q&A at the end. But literally that press conference came out today about it. Again, based off of everything that I've heard, it seems like she's lying. They can't substantiate or validate her kidnapping claim. They can't substantiate or validate that there was a kid on the highway. Nobody else saw it. She tried to make it look like it actually was a kidnap and leaving the wig behind, leaving the tzatziki and the phone behind. However, her phone search is very damning. The fact her story is very damning. It doesn't make sense. How do you escape the same people twice and they ain't do nothing to you? And you just walk home with these really vague details of a white man with orange hair and a lady. You in the back of a damn... Come on, y'all. This is the problem, right? I think we do need to pay attention when things like this happen, right? If someone legitimately is kidnapped, someone's claiming kidnapping, yeah, I think we need to listen and pay attention because it could be something serious. It could be legitimate, right? However, when do we start to try to become objective and look at the totality of the situation, the facts, and really evaluate what the fuck is going on? When do we stop just believing everybody? When do we start asking the question, okay, why is this person doing this, right? Yeah, exactly. A man in the trees. A random white dude with orange hair just walks out the trees and says, exactly, Soma. I don't know if it's for the clout, right? We talked about clout in the past, how clout is a hell of a drug. I don't know if potentially this was going to turn into like some type of ransom situation where they try to just get money. But this really does hurt the credibility of other people who might try to report this in the future, right? Not even halfway through and you already voted yes, she lied. Sad. And this was just the facts, though. Again, we looked at the actual facts of the situation, and that was the conclusion that we came up with. It doesn't make sense. I just want to have a real conversation about it. I want people to objectively look at it. I want people to take their feelings out of it and look at what the fuck is actually going on. Stop just believing everything. For my black people, my blackity blacks, come on, man. We cannot just automatically believe it because she's a black woman. Come on. Exactly. Believe every narrative because insert gender / complaint / race here. It cannot just be a race thing every single time. We have to be objective, and we have to condone and call out this type of behavior. I'm telling you, when everything comes to light with this situation, she needs to go to jail. I don't know how long she needs to go to jail, or she needs to get some type of hefty fine, or some type of law needs to be put in place to stop this shit. Because if she's doing it for attention, well, she fucking got it. She got the attention of the entire country. She got the attention of the FBI, the entire Hoover Police Department, all us YouTubers on YouTube land. We've been talking about it. She's fucking got it. Was it worth it? I don't know. This is just crazy to me. That's pretty much all I got for this, guys. We'll be covering some more things on Saturday. I'm gonna do the stream. Usually I do it in the morning. Try to do about 8 a.m. Eastern time. Saturday morning will be the next live stream, and we'll go from there. I mean, let me know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments below. I sincerely want to have honest conversations about this stuff. I want people to start thinking objectively about it. Stop believing everything that everyone says just because they're the same skin color as you or because they're the opposite gender. We have to start looking at these things critically. Because if we don't, well, society's going to keep, I'm telling you, it's going to keep going the way it's going, and it's only going to get worse. If we want to turn this ship around or have any chance of turning this thing around, we've got to start holding people accountable, and we got to start looking at the facts of the fucking situation. That's all I got on this. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all Wednesday night or good rest of the week. If you're watching this on the rerun, we will see y'all in the next one. Until then, your boy G is out of here. Y'all be safe. Peace.